Hi everybody, welcome to the Paranormal Connection. I'm your host, Donna Wilberg. Tonight I am so thrilled to bring to you David Hoyt Lawlor. He's an actor, director, producer, and he's working on a phenomenal film that we're going to be talking about tonight. So let's not hesitate. Let's get right to it. David, thank you so much for coming in tonight.
Thank you, Donna. Thank you for having me.
Well, I'm really excited about this project that you're working on. But first, before we delve into it, let's hear a little bit about you.
A little bit about me? How long's this show? Well, a little bit about me. I grew up. Do you want to know where I came from? What I did?
Well, how long have you been acting? How long have you been in the film business?
I have been acting since the 5th grade. Mrs. Weinstock's class, they lost an actor, and I happened to be standing there, and the tool belt fit me, so I became Tinker in the play. And I got so hooked on it that I wrote another play that was just horrible, but they let me perform it in front of the 5th grade class, and so I've been hooked ever since.
Tinker.
Mm-hmm.
I
Tinker.
like it.
Yeah, don't tell nobody.
I won't tell
I don't want to live that one down.
anybody.
But I then went into music for quite a while in metal bands, and did that, only to return to stage performance theater, but realizing after doing performances, you do 3 months and you get $50 at the end, I realized that's something to consider when I retire. So I found film.
Wow.
And I just love film. It's forever.
Yeah, it is. And you don't know how many people you touch with your stories and all that you put into it, the energy that goes out with it. So let's talk about your new project, because I'm really excited about it.
It's a good one. The movie's called Raised Life, and it's not like anything else I've ever done or been a part of. I feel kind of funny talking about this, but there's a lot of history behind this one. A lot of things happened to me. I made some very bad decisions about 1.5 years ago. Life-changing decisions. And I didn't understand the purpose of them. And I went up to the mountains to kind of find myself. And I went on this little journey, and I started taking pictures. I was really distraught at the time. And the funny thing is, I took my movie camera, a cheap little handheld camera I had, and I took my 35 millimeter, and after 2 weeks out, I broke my movie camera. I left my 35 millimeter on the hood of the Jeep when I drove out, and all I had left was my cell phone. So I started taking all these pictures, walking around the woods for, like I said, a couple weeks, and taking these just phenomenal pictures. And something happened while I was up there, and the script started coming to me. And, I was seeking answers from the universe, and the universe started giving them to me. And it was really amazing how that whole thing just came about. But out of that, Raised Life came about, and I started examining my life. And not only my life, but the life of my friends and people that grew up in this business, in the heavy metal side of things. Mm-hmm. And, I'm friends with a lot of guys they're world-class musicians. They tour the world. And the older we get, the lonelier they seem. And the things that I wanted and they wanted as kids, the girls and all the good times and all that, after a while, it's just empty, completely empty. And you start longing for food that doesn't come in a wrapper, your own pillow. One of the hardest things about road life was, waking up and your first thought is, where am I? It's just, it gets to be too much, and so I took the perspective of the rock star. Once that happens, once you've hit that point to where the benefits are no longer a benefit, they're an anchor around your neck. And I really started examining that and what that had to play in my life as well. What roads did I take and what bad decisions did I make, all for, to be a star.
Yeah.
When they say the devil makes a deal with you, in rock and roll, it's very true. And the devil's within. You're making the deal with yourself, and you better be specific on what you want, because you're going to get what you asked for, and sometimes it's not. You should have thought about it. You really should have thought about it.
Well, you get caught up in things, and
Yeah.
so being a performer, though, there's got to be a certain amount of passion that is just free flowing all the time. That it's like a drug that makes you do what you do. That keeps you in that creative mode. That keeps you on the road. That keeps you performing. So
This is very true. Very true. I walked away from music. I completely walked away. I had a strange occurrence happen, and I knew it was time to go. And but when you get to the point as an artist, and you find out that your art is actually dragging you down, what do you do? You're still an artist. I walking away from music was one of the hardest things I ever did in my life. And I went for a period of about 5 years of not listening to music at all until my daughters were born. And then I knew every Disney sing-along song in 2 languages. And I still had that emptiness from not having that expressive outlet. And it became a monster inside of me. And until I found film,
found a different way to express yourself.
yes,
Yeah.
a very, very nice medium. And you don't have to find your drummer at 2 a.m. It's really nice to be, with people that actually, you can rely on.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny, but it's true. And so artistry, I don't have a choice. I have to do it. I have to. And if it wasn't for music, and if it wasn't for film, I would probably be a graffiti artist. I would probably make a habit out of tagging like cop cars or something.
I'm going to keep that in mind, David, because I usually carry a couple of cans of spray paint
Hey, I'm down.
for props and stuff. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about Ray's life. So you've had this inspiration to create this film about. Can you talk about your character? Can you talk about the story?
Yes. Yeah. The story is the character's name is Cyrus. And Cyrus plays for a band named Sin Minister. They're a band that would have been comparable to like Marilyn Manson or 9 Inch Nails, who had hits back in the 90s, still trudging along, still trying it. It went from the 18,000 seat arenas down to the 300 to 600 seat venues. That's a really hard life. And so he's at that point where he's made all the bad decisions, he's done all the drugs, he's gone with all the girls, he lost his wife, by being just a dirtbag, lost self-respect, and it comes to a point where you're just hollow, completely hollow, and that's what happened to Cyrus. And so Cyrus decides to walk away from this, and it was either that or suicide. Just why not?
Yeah.
And so he has a chance meeting with this young boy who's on his way home. He was a runaway, and he was gone for a few years, and now he's a young man, and he's going home to see his mom. And the two of them get together and take this road trip. And I am showing the beauty and the majesty of Northern California from the ocean to the Sierras. And, with the wetlands and Napa, all the vineyards. We live in a very unique situation here in Northern California. I suggest everybody go to San Francisco and drive the Tahoe at least once in your life.
Yeah.
It's amazing how many people live here and have never been to Mount Diablo, never been to Mount Lassen. We live in a paradise. And what do we see? Highway 99. It's mind-blowing. So anyways, that's what the gist of the story is. And it keeps changing, as you know. It won't be set in stone until that scene is shot.
Exactly, until it's in the can.
Until it's in the can.
Yeah.
Things keep exposing themselves. I have a fabulous team around me, as you know.
Really?
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 Really? Producer. Yeah, and I'll give you that $5 to get me on your show later. It's just been phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's just been phenomenal. The outpouring of love and support. And you know, since this is the show, I'm going to throw this out there. When I was up in the mountains and I did decide that I was going to give up and turn my life over to whatever it is, God, the universe, you know, something amazing happened. First of all, this is kind of funny, but when I got back down here, I found this box of junk, and at the bottom was this DVD called The Secret. You're familiar with The Secret.
Yeah.
And I kind of just, you know, whatever. I put it in, I watched it, and I was like, well, I do that. Well, I didn't do that. I knew that, but I didn't do it. And it was about, if I have it right, about 6-7 months later, I decided to practice this. Mm-hmm. And that's when everything just started happening. I didn't stress on this movie at all. I used to be a casting director, and I haven't had to cast. You know, I know what I'm looking for, and it all fell on my lap. These people came to me. My producer came to me. My other producer, Kim Power, just wonderful woman. She's never produced. She lives 2 states away in Washington, and she's a realtor and a go-getter.
Absolutely.
Isn't she?
Yeah.
I've known Kim since 7th grade, which wasn't that long ago. And
for either of us. Yep.
And Kim came back into my life with my classmates, 82. It was around our reunion time, and so we all started getting back together on Facebook. I love Big Brother. We got together on Facebook, and we struck up that relationship again. Kim is a godsend. She is taking care of so much. And she's using The Secret kind of thing as well, putting it out in the universe. We just got a $5,000 paint job put on a guitar for this movie for free.
Yeah, it's crazy the way things are manifesting.
Yes, absolutely. This morning, I was talking to one of our other producers, and I wasn't talking to her. That was a lie. We were Facebooking.
Oh, okay.
And she knew I was coming on here, and she said, well, do you still want me to call the other news venues? And can I say the name?
Sure.
Okay. She asked if I wanted her to call Channel 31. I said, yes, absolutely. And then I pick up the phone, and I'm calling one of the security guys, one of my friends who dropped in my lap for this movie. He's Tina McCoo's stepbrother.
Oh, no.
This is how these things have been working across. I wrote Jeffrey Weissman. I wrote him a letter, a very, very deep, strong letter about why he should be in my movie for free. And when I went to send it, my internet connection went. I have very bad internet connection, and I had to run. I never got to send it. While I was sitting right there, if you would like to verify on my phone, I got a phone call, I got a text message from Jeffrey Weissman offering to be in my movie. I never contacted him.
I know, that's absolutely insane.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
That's how this whole movie's been.
Exactly. And, you know, when things like this start to happen, you go, well, this is so divine. You know, this is really meant to happen. And I love it. I love the synchronicity of everything that's going on.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And the movie itself, you know, we can't give too much away, but the movie itself is such a powerful and strong story about redemption and about the things the universe has to offer as well. So it's got that paranormal aspect to it that, you know, is going to reach a lot of people.
Absolutely. I wish I could tell the whole story
I
right
wish
now.
you could
The
too,
ending.
but
I
we
wish I
won't.
could tell the ending. I just want to go, that was good, Dave. That was a good ending.
That's good.
If I never write another good one, that was it.
Yeah.
That was it.
So why don't you talk about the shoot that's coming up and what you need, because we're going to put that
absolutely
out there right on the air, right on Paranormal Connection.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, the beginning shot it's a rock concert shot. And I got to make you hate Cyrus before you can love Cyrus. So I'm really pulling out all the stops on this shoot.
A lot of blasphemy.
A lot of blasphemy. But it's okay. I've asked for permission. I've been checking with all my religious, not spiritual, but my religious friends to make sure I was not going to offend. I told them why I'm doing this. And my friend Johnny Murillo, he's my best friend. He's my pastor. He said to me, David, you have to make the pits, the snake pits, absolutely hell to get the beauty of the angels at the end. I have to show the whole arc. So back to your question. I am giving you hell in the beginning. This rock concert is going to be, it's debaucherous. It's horrible. I'm so proud of myself. I am pulling out all the stops. It is the 27th at the Colonial Theater.
March 27th.
March 27th at the Colonial Theater on Stockton Boulevard, which is a beautiful venue. I believe it's Nouveau, not Deco, in style. It's just a treasure for Sacramento. And I'm so thankful that he as well, is helping us out a lot on this.
Absolutely.
I need extras. I need to fill this place. I need 300 people to fill this place so I don't have to use my green screen.
Yeah.
I could do it without them. But part of it is I want to give back to this community. I really want to, if people want to be in my shot, I want to feature them. And so I'm doing two things with this shot. We're shooting it for the movie, for the opening sequence. But, a lot of times it's going to be quick flash shots, and they're really not going to get in there. So part of what I'm going to do is I told my crew to film this also for a music video that we can give back to them so they'll be in those shots. And the music video is going to be mostly the crowd. I told everybody to come in either gothic or metal or rocker wear. I told them to get creative. Think of it as like the Raiders fans are going to a metal concert.
Or Halloween in March.
Yes, Halloween in March. Yes, absolutely. But I could really use the 300 people.
Yeah.
I just love to get everybody in there and the excitement. Get the excitement up there.
Well, let's talk about the IndieGoGo too, because I don't know how many people out there have ever been involved in filmmaking, but we've got such a resource in this area of talented people, but not a lot of funding to do what we do. So a lot of people just jump into these stories, jump into volunteering their time, but you do need to raise some money for these projects, and that's what really prevents a lot of films from getting made is the funding.
Yes, absolutely.
Right. So tell everybody about your plan for IndieGoGo.
Okay, we have a few plans for IndieGoGo, and once again, I have to feed my crews. I have to move my crew around. There's lodging. There's a lot of logistics in this. I do have a small crew, fortunately enough. Plus, at the end of this movie is being made primarily for the film festival circuit, and I need to march this around the country and show what I've done. So with IndieGoGo, we've done quite a few things. We've gotten really creative with it. We are selling Raised Life guitars. We're selling Raised Life jackets. If you donate to this, you're gonna for a certain amount. I can't quote the price because producer Kim has all those prices.
Producer Kim.
Producer Kim. But if you go to our website, and I'll give you that in a minute, you'll find this. But we've come up with some really neat incentives to where if you donate, you get this. One of them is that the video that I was saying. I believe we went for a $5 or $10. Kim's gonna kill me for this. I should know this.
$10 donation.
$10 donation. You'll be able to download that video, which will feature everybody in the crowd. Things such like that.
Plus, you're auctioning off, or you're raffling off.
Yes.
The guitar.
Yes, we're raffling off one of the guitars played in the movie. It's brand new guitar. I still have the little plastic over the pickups. It'll be played in the movie, and then we're going to raffle it off.
Right, at the end, so for the extras.
Yes.
For coming out.
For the extras for coming out.
Yeah.
We're doing that. I'm pretty much threatening to raffle off everything on the set, so you might want to keep hold of your possessions. But Kim has been very creative in the IndieGoGo, in our incentives program. And if I talk more about any of those, she's really going to strangle me because I'll get it all wrong.
Well, it'll all be on the website then.
Yes. The website, raisedlifemovie.com.
And that's raised, R-A-Z-E-D.
Yes, raised, R-A-Z-E-D, like to burn a village.
Yeah, we've actually got a graphic that's going to be part of the film. Can we get the graphic up and show everybody what?
This isn't me in mud boots and a Speedo, is it?
Yes, I think it is.
Oh no.
I think so. Anyway, we'll put that up for
Okay.
everybody to see, and it's gonna be a cool film. I'm really excited about it, and I think most of all, I'm excited about this story, and that it kind of correlates with the shift that's going on in human consciousness right now, and it's a very, very thoughtfully done story, and I love it. And I wish we could tell everybody.
I wish we could. This story, like I said, it was a gift.
Yeah.
It was a gift to me. I didn't create it. The universe gave it to me.
Yeah.
When I create, I sit and I think, and I hammer out pages and pages and pages. This movie is so carefree. It just fell together. Like I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. I'm sitting here in awe every day watching more and more layers to this onion be exposed.
It's like a lot of the philosophies we talk about on the show, and The Secret being one of them, is that when you put something out there with the intent, it comes back to you. You put it out there, you let it go, it comes back to you. And that is happening so much to everybody who is working on this production. It's like magic, and it's so validating, because these are the things that we're all looking for. We're all looking for that validation. Does it really work? Does the universe really, come back and repay you when you put forth the stuff? So it's great stuff. Let's talk about the information again. Put out the website.
Okay, the website once again is Raised Life, RAZED, Life movie.com. We just got our site up yesterday. Thank you, Robbie, one of our other. He's playing in the band in this movie, but he's just so wonderful. He put our website together. We're also on Facebook. Find us, Raised Life. I think it's just Raised Life on Facebook. And then you can also find me, David Hoyt Lawlor, on Facebook. I won't answer anybody's messages, and I put a lot of horrible things up there, so you don't want to check there. No, I'm just playing. But please do check out Raised Life, or RaisedLifeMovie.com, and also Facebook us.
Yeah, it's going to be good. And I have to say, talk about Paranormal Connection. I've never met Robbie, and I happened to get the introduction to come to find out he's a Ghostbuster. So Robbie's going to come on the show. We're going to have him and his wife Cheryl.
Are you sure?
Well, yeah.
Have you met Robbie?
I talked to him. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be interesting. We're gonna have a lot of those. What are those? Bleep, bleep, bleep. Yeah.
I love Robbie.
I know, he's a fun guy. And his wife is
wonderful.
She's
Absolutely. And Cheryl, yes. And they're at SE Studios up there in Grass Valley, and they're a big part of our movie as well.
Yeah, they've got a lot to share.
They really. I have to, if I have just another moment.
Sure.
Okay, I want to talk about the music aspect.
Okay.
Another one of those things where everything's just falling in place. It's just been so wonderful. I went on YouTube and I found these different artists, Damona Bass being one. She's a Gothic artist. I believe she's in Florida. I contacted her, more than happy to give us her work. Skylar Wolf, he won the NAMI Award, Native American Music Award. He has this song called Bells Toll that he's allowing us to use. It is one of the most soulful songs I have heard. It is just wonderful. Once again, he just, no qualms, gave us the music. Mike Lunabus, country western singer. His story, you have to have him on here at some point. He is an amazing, he stopped writing. He was in the studio with Hank Jr.'s main writer, and he stopped to answer the phone call to give us the okay to use his music.
Wow.
It's
all working out.
It's all working out. Lloyd Powers gave us the song we're using at the Colonial.
Wow, that's, you can't beat that.
No.
Yeah. Well, let's give a little bit of information on the Paranormal Connection. The Paranormal Connection airs the first and third Thursdays of the month at 9:30 p.m. following Ancient Wisdom on Comcast Channel 17 in Sacramento County. Our companion show, Paranormal Insights, airs on the second and fourth Thursday of the month. You can also watch us online. Go to accesssacramento.org and click on Watch 17. Encores of each show air Friday at 1:30 p.m. and Saturday at 5:30 a.m. Contact me at paranormalconnectiontv@gmail.com and check for upcoming information on all of our guests at paranormalconnectiontv.blogspot.com. Join us on Facebook. Just search for Paranormal Connection. Become a friend, become a fan. So this is, when things come together like this, you have to just smile.
Yeah.
You have to smile and go,
Oh yeah.
This is the way it works.
It really
and
is.
Everything that you read, that you study, that you meditate about, it seems to all be coming together at once. So we've got only a minute left in the show. Believe it or not, time went fast, huh?
Yes.
What would you
Absolutely.
like to say to everybody out there?
You know what? I would like to say this. I went at life like skiing a hill of moguls, just pounding down every single mogul there was and beating myself against that mountain. And once I accepted the universe to take over, I found my groove. And it's so much funner, so much easier.
Yeah.
Just to go between the moguls and catch the big air and smile before I splatter myself all over the bottom end of it. Yeah, I don't land well, but I can fly with grace.
Yeah, that's super. Well, thank you so much, David, for coming on and sharing your story.
Thank you.
And I hope everybody, looks David up on Facebook and Raised Life. It's going to be a phenomenal film, and we'll keep you abreast of when it's coming out and how it's going. So thank you, everybody, for watching the show tonight. Thank you to my fabulous crew who always come out and do a fantastic job volunteering their time. So with that said, God bless everybody, and hug somebody.